Brooklyn Decker. That was the name. Brooklyn Decker is the chick's name that I was trying to remember. That's who it was. That is who plays Random Hick Girl in the Netflix original special for Final Fantasy 15, Brooklyn Decker. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Side B of Technical Alpha. It is Friday, August the 25th? Yes, 2017. All day.
Big day tomorrow.
It is a big day tomorrow. When does that start our time, Jeff?
That I'm not sure. Like the undercard, I don't. That's a good question. I would say probably like 8 o'clock.
Because the main fight is probably closer to midnight, right?
Probably like 10. Well, 10. Yeah, I would say probably. That's a good question, man. I don't know boxing as well as like UFC. I'll look that up.
Boxing usually starts a bit earlier because the boxing matches don't usually end immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go a little longer.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 12 rounds fighter. I'll look it up. Anyway, continue forward. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's side B. It's time to answer some of those questions, the burning questions of our patrons. Whereby, if you are a $10 or higher Patreon supporter, which you can check out at patreon.com/technicalalpha, you can ask us questions each and every week, and we will do our best to answer as much of them as possible. So, I actually, on the computer in which I would be able to look at these easily, I have to log in and stuff. Do we have any questions already pulled, gentlemen?
I am refreshing.
Okay. While you're doing that, I will log
okay,
in.
I'll start off since we're on the boxing talk. Mr. Miyagi asks, would you rather box Floyd Mayweather or MMA fight Conor McGregor?
Box.
Hands down box. I'd rather get knocked out with a punch in the face rather than whatever else could possibly happen to me during an MMA fight.
Dude, I don't want to get...
brain rattle around a few hits from Mayweather, but you know what? I'll take that.
I'm probably going to go with box, too, just because, I mean, you just take a nice hit to the face and just go down. I mean, MMA, you can just get kicked in the... You can take a shin to the face. You can get elbowed.
Yeah.
It's just not a good,
there's just
way too many avenues of getting damaged horribly.
Yeah, there's a lot more going on there that's gonna fuck your shit up.
Boxing, there's no chance of my leg like hitting something and then bending in ways it's not supposed to bend and then like falling over.
Well, I mean, in the long run, I'd rather fight MMA than boxing because boxing does more damage to your brain than what MMA does. But
like a one shot,
a one shot off, yeah, I'd rather get hit by Mayweather and just go down.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're not talking long term here. We're not choosing a fighting career, but yeah, if it's a one-off fight, I'm 100% taking the Mayweather to the face and just letting it go. That's just it. I think that's so much. I think that's so much better in every conceivable way than anything else. You got a question over there, Mr. Panic?
I'm looking through a bunch of them. All right, let's go with this one because I'm actually curious about this one. This is from Stefan Simic. It says, "What were?" Okay, he definitely needs some grammar help there. But it's what were your worst experiences with alcohol, and what were the consequences of said action, aka drunk stories?
Man, do I have a great story for you. Once upon a time, I never got drunk. The end.
You have never gotten drunk.
No, like I've gotten happy, but I've not been like fucking just plastered. I'm not gonna remember this tomorrow morning. There's no hangover shit. Like I'll get to the point where you know I have to think a little harder about how I'm walking. Or, you know, think a little harder about the words coming out of my mouth. But in general, no, I haven't been what people would be, would consider being drunk. mostly because it appeals to me about as much as fighting Conor McGregor in MMA. So that's been pretty much it. I mean, all that happens is I'll have a few drinks, I will get many decibels louder, where to the point where I'm just like, for some reason, everyone is on the other side of the room, and I have to scream at them, regardless of what's No, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I just laugh a lot louder, and I just talk. My volume just goes up.
Just hear Adam,
and then I get tired. Yes.
Is that your Adam's drunk indicator?
Yeah, I'd be downstairs. You hear, okay, Adam's 3 beers in, boys. He's 3 beers in.
Let's go. And then I just get tired. The alcohol hits me, and I get tired, and then I just go sit somewhere, and I'm drained. So that I'm not very exciting in that regard.
You just shut down.
Man, I've been drunk so many times. There's so many random drunken stories. Well, I mean, the most drunk I ever was in my life was on my 21st birthday. It was also, this is when I was still living in my buddy's walk-in closet on an air mattress. My boy Wayne, just being a bum. A friend of his, Danielle, who's like this. I mean, he's Wayne. Wayne is from like a little French village called Clare, and it's like a 3-hour drive or some shit from here, but it's like population like 4, and he has a few friends from there, and one of them was in town, and it was also his birthday. So I can't remember if he was older than me or younger, but I do know we got smashed. And for some reason that night, we decided we were going to try and outdo each other in terms of taking shots.
Oh, God.
So we actually had a whiteboard on the wall, and we had names. We had mine,
it's got to be legit.
Wayne,
you got to record
and
this
Danielle.
shit.
And what we did is we went to the liquor store. We bought
Goldschlager?
Yeah, we bought the Goldschlager stuff. It has a little flakes of gold in it. We bought Bailey's. We bought vodka.
Oh, God.
So basically, Wayne and I each had our own quarts of Bailey's and Goldschlager.
Oh, my God.
And Danielle had a big-ass fucking, not even a quart, but one of those, like, liters, like, or not liters, like 1.5 liter.
A handle?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't have a handle, but it was a big bottle. It was bigger than a quart.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, well, we weren't expecting to drink all of it. It's a lot of booze, but we were like, we're just going to take shots. Well, we fucked up because the shots that we took were 2-ounce shot glasses. We didn't take in that consideration. All we had was the tall 2-ounce shot glasses. And so what Wayne and I did is we did 50% Bailey's, 50% Goldschlager, and it was called
ass. It's called ass. Is what that
Fuck,
is.
Was it called fucking cinnamon bomb or cinnamon something? I don't even remember the name of the damn thing now.
That's almost as bad as the screaming Nazis we had, man.
It was, dude. Okay, so we started off. Just we'd all sit there at we're sitting at the kitchen table, one purpose only, to outdrink each other. And I don't know why we decided to do this, but we did. And it was like
because
my 21st.
Because you were young and slightly retarded.
I think Danielle was a little younger than me. I think he might have just turned 19. I think it might have been his 19th birthday.
Oh.
But either way, we went around and we got 10 shots deep, each of us. Oh, and his buddy Andre was there too. So Andre was in the mix. We got 10 shots deep of these 2-ounce shots. Andre was just drinking vodka. So was Danielle. But Wayne and I had those mixes. And Andre bowed out at 10. And I mean, this wasn't like we're going to take a shot and we're going to wait, 15 minutes. We were taking a shot, going around, taking a shot, going around. And I mean, with 10 shots probably took us 10 minutes. I mean, it wasn't a lot of time in between. So we were at this point, like Wayne and I, we weren't feeling anything, but Andre was always the guy in the group that had, like, he was sensible. He knew that things were about to go real south, and he wanted to be the guy that was going to be able to, you know, take care of us when things go really, really bad. So he just
would have left and like, have fun, boys. Bro.
He stopped at 10, and we just kept going. We kept going around. We got to 15. Daniel gave up. He said, that's it. And it was like, at this point, the taste was just, it was bad. And Wayne and I just kept going, bang, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we ended up getting to shot number 17 and 18. And I want to say Wayne did one more shot than me. I have to ask him tomorrow when he comes over. I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure we both got the 17, and then he took, like, we both decided to call it truce. And then, like, as we were getting out, Wayne just pow and just got another one down and said, that's it, I win. Right. So that was that. Felt fine. Like, I felt regular drunk. Like, I just felt regular drunk.
Until you stood up?
Until we called cabs. We went down to the Dome. And it hit me bad when we got to the club. So we got to the club, and Wayne was like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, why the fuck are you telling me that? So I knew instantly something was wrong with Wayne. So he left. I went up to the bathroom about 5 minutes later because I wasn't feeling too good. There's a huge lineup, and I was like, what the fuck's what's taking forever? He's like, yeah, there's a guy in the stall. He's fucked. I'm like, oh, boys. So I run in the bath. I knew it was Wayne. I get into the stall. He's in one of the, there's only 2 stalls and a urinal. He's in one of the stalls. Guy coming out, I jump in. I not climb, but I climb up on the toilet, and I look over in the stall. Wayne is on the floor. There's puke, like, everywhere, like, all over him, all over everything. And I'm like, dude, you need to get the fuck out. So we get him a cab, throw him into a cab, and I'm like, bro, I'm staying down here, man. I'm picking up tonight. Fuck you. So I sat down there by myself. Andre was gone. Like, he left when Wayne left. So I'm down there. I lasted about 15 minutes, and I realized I'm fucked. Like, this is bad. This is gonna go really bad for me. Like, typically when I'm drinking, there's a line that I know if I cross, I'm gonna feel sick. Like, it's not gonna be a fun drunk anymore. Well, I had crossed that line after shot like 10, right? That line was crossed, but for some reason it was my birthday. So I leave about 15 minutes later. I get a cab. I don't even
stamina.
Don't remember the cab drive home at all. I remember going into the apartment, and once again, I was living in Wayne's walk-in closet. So I go into his bedroom, and the door's locked. And at that point, I know, like, Wayne made it home safe. I didn't know if he made it home or not. And so I can't get in there. So I go into Andre's room. Andre's already in bed. And I'm like, yo, you know, is Wayne all good? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's just fucked. I'm like, he locked the door. And I wasn't feeling good. And I didn't feel myself. So, like, normally I would just go sleep on the sofa. But instead, I decided to sleep on the floor next to Andre's bed because I just thought, like, I'm going to die. Like, I was really scared, right? And I didn't tell him, but I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm going to fucking die tonight. And so I'm laying on the floor. And all I got is a pillow and, like, this little shitty blanket. And I don't even remember throwing up. Andre goes, what the fuck? Like, he must have heard me get sick. And I remember I had, like, New York fries from the movie theater earlier that day. And it was just like,
wait, what are New York fries?
It's just
a brand. It's just a chain brand. That's all it is. Okay. It means nothing.
There was just fries all over the place. Andre's like, dude, you need to go to the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom, and I just throw up all night. Like, I mean, I'm every 5 minutes, like, alcohol poisoning, 100%. I'm throwing up all night. I pass out in the bathroom. I wake up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun's just coming out. And I get up and I'm like, the fuck? All right. I'm still, like, semi-drunk, but I'm just more hungover and just dehydrated and fucked. I get up, I look around, and there is fucking turds of shit all around me. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's, like, clumps of shit. Like, you know, when you take like a hard shit and there's, like, fucking little balls of turd that come out. It's just not like a full shit. It's just like, it's not even comfortable. It feels like you just shit a lot, but it's just like one turd. You're like, what the fuck? That's the type of shit it looked like. There's a few of them all around me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Did I just shit myself last night? Because I don't remember, like, really anything. So I get up, I'm walking down the hall, and there's smears of shit all on the side of the wall, everything like that. So I go in the living room and there's Danielle. He's butt ass naked. There's shit all over the sofa. There's shit all over him. And then there's like a huge pile of turd by the television. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck just happened, man? He's like, I don't know. And he had puke all in his hair and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Wayne gets up. He hears me going, what the hell? Andre loses it because there's like, he's got a lazy boy that nobody's allowed to sit in. It's like his chair, and there was shit all over the chair. It was a fucking shit show, literally. Smears of it. So basically what happened is I was passed out in the bathroom, and Danielle had thrown up and shit all over the apartment. And I think he shit himself, and so he was staggering all over the hall, and there was like handprints of shit on the walls and on the ceiling, all around me, everywhere. We went around the apartment.
It must have smelled so bad.
It was horrible. So we started covering up the piles of shit with garbage bags. And we told Danielle, like, dude, you need to help clean this up. The guy bounced. He literally got up and left, and he left us to clean up the apartment. We walked around with Bounty, you know, like those Bounty sheets you put in the dryer to like make it fresh. So we taped Bounty sheets over her nose because it smelled so bad. The superintendent could smell shit from the other side of the building. He knocked on the door. We spent like $34 in laundry. We had to clean like the sheets that I threw up in. All the sheets that were laying on the sofas were all fucked. Everything smelled like shit. It was absolutely nasty. And we have pictures of all of it. It's all on Wayne's hard drive. You have to see it to believe it. Like there was piles of turd all over the apartment, and like a year later, like 9 months later, 6 months, we were still finding pieces of shit like behind the sofa, in a closet. Like we don't even know what he did in the apartment. So that was definitely the most drunk I ever was, and I haven't thrown up from alcohol since my 21st birthday. I haven't thrown up since my 21st birthday for any reason. That was the last time I got sick, and it was bad.
Holy shit.
It was really weird. And I'm speeding through this story right now. There's a lot more to it. I just don't want to take up 45 minutes. There's a lot more to it, but dude, when I'm telling you, there was shit everywhere. On the ceiling. Like you look up and there was turd on the ceiling. Oh. We like, how do you even do it? And he never helped to clean it, nothing. Didn't care. Never seen
all it sounds like is that he was just so fucked. And was there only one bathroom?
Yeah, only one bathroom.
So he comes in, he sees you fucking like passed out on the porcelain fucking throne there, decided he can't shit anywhere else, and just craps probably in like one or two places, and then in a fit that you can only get in when you're either on bath salts or that fucking drunk, is he was like, I've got to hide this stuff. Where the fuck am I going to put it? And just starts fucking anywhere you can fucking put it, just behind the sofa, fucking tucking it in the cupboards and shit.
Well, I mean, he literally was like shitting. Even in the morning, he was still shitting. So like when we were going through all the stuff, we sat him on the chair in the kitchen, and he was still shitting. Like he shit again, like on the chair. So like he had like the bad runs. He threw up. Like he was fucked. And
just sounds like everyone except for Andre had alcohol poisoning, basically.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Even Andre was drunk. Like I knew Andre was like even in a bad time. But yeah, that was definitely the most drunk I ever was. And I didn't drink heavy again for like 6 months. I was just so turned off by it. Like, and every year on my birthday we always have one of those cinnamon bombs or whatever they're called as like a just to remember the time, and it's always painful to get through one of those because everybody has that alcohol that you get really drunk on, and you get super sick, and you even the
never
smell of
taste it again.
Like throws you off. That's definitely it for us. So that was a fun night. I have other stories in that apartment. We did so much partying, so it was crazy. It was almost as crazy as the night we did shrooms, and that was probably the most.
That was also pretty good. Yeah,
that's for another time.
Yeah. What about you, Panic? You got any? How can you top shit on the ceiling? Like where do you go from there?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I cannot top that. I know. I'm somewhere between Adam and Jeff. I don't drink heavily, super hard, but there have been a couple of times where, so I've never gotten blackout drunk, mainly because my body has a reaction mechanism where I will just throw up and then immediately become fully 100% stone cold sober. I found out I had this superpower during a New Year's party. So probably right after I graduated college and like whatever. My brother and I and all of our cousins, we had a phase where we would just throw parties. And for New Year's, we actually booked the VIP room of a bar entirely, and then we just charged cover, and we had like all of our friends come to this party. Open bar for like 5 hours, and the first year we learned our lesson, because at the end of the night around 2 a.m. on New Year's, we were just like, you know what? This party is going phenomenally. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna ask them to extend the open bar for another 2 hours. And that was probably the worst decision we've ever made, because it went from a great night to those last 2 hours. Probably everyone at that party probably almost got alcohol poisoning or whatever. Now, the reason why this is bad for me is, again, I'm still fresh out of college. Drinking age in the States is 21, so I don't have that much drinking experience. And put this in perspective, we have different groups of friends here. I have my high school friends who've come. I have some college friends who are here. And then I've got my family, and then they've got their friends. My college friends are like whiskey drinkers. My high school friends are like car bombs and everything. And my cousins, tequila.
Ugh.
So,
oh god, man!
And
what is with you two? You got fucking Goldschlager and friggin' horse jizz on one side, and fucking tequila and shit on the other. You guys just like killing yourselves or some shit?
Dude, at my cousin, before you go, my cousin's wedding, we had a standing rule: if any groomsman or bridesmaid went up to a bartender, the bartenders would just line up 21 shots of tequila, one for everyone. And we would have them. We had like 30 shots during the wedding night. It was fine. We can handle our tequila. But either way, mixing 3 different kinds of alcohol, whiskey, car bombs, and tequila, I did not have a good time at around 2 a.m. Like right when they extended the open bar, I literally just like ran to the bathroom, and I was in there just like throwing up. And my brother like comes up to me. He's like, yo, bro, you having a good time? I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. He's like, nah, man, you're having a good time. It's great. Like patting me on the back. And the problem was, as like I was throwing up for like 15 minutes, and as soon as 15 minutes was up, it was all out of my system, and I was stone cold sober. So now, like, I walk out of the bathroom, I'm completely fine. I can walk straight, all good. I'm looking around, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is going to be a disaster. And it pretty much ended with the night of me trying to herd like all of my cousins and friends after the party ended, like being like, okay, you have to get into a cab here. Here's the subway. We're all going to try to make it back to my place.
One that's just
the designated walker, because we were in the city. So I just had to, I just had to get everyone to sort of where they were going. And then we went to like my brother's crash pad, and we just kind of crashed. And that was the show. And then I found out every single time, if I ever have too much, I'll just throw up and then become completely sober. So like,
yeah, I hate throwing up, so I fight it.
Yeah,
There's been many times that I could have easily have thrown up from drinking, but I just fight it like a motherfucker.
You have the will. Yeah,
I really have the will, and I just what I do is I take like 5 or 6 showers. Like Kayla knows I'm hurting when I get up in the middle of the night and I just stand in the shower.
You start taking a shower.
I just take a shower, and then I go back to bed, and then when I feel sick again, I go back to the shower. I just stand there. It just calms me down, and I just fight it.
Yeah, I just learned to like pace myself. Like I don't drink heavily as much. I haven't thrown up in like 8-9 years. But like, you know what? I'll just throw a couple of glasses of water while I'm drinking in the middle. Like just keep it, and I don't go heavy anymore. I don't see the point. It's just more fun to get to that happy spot in this show. Get a good buzz going.
All right. What do you got, Adam?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. There was one here that I found. I'm trying to find it again. Okay, Soft Shoe, who we've never pulled a question from Soft Shoe before, asks: you are running for political office and need to come up with a campaign slogan that is 3 to 5 words long. What is it? I know mine. It's very straightforward. Now, I guess this depends if we're in the States or if we're in Canada.
We'll go with the States.
Let's assume America, because 80% of our listeners are in America. So let's stick with that. All right. Mine is, I'm not Trump.
Oh my God, that's literally what I was gonna do. I swear to God. I swear on everything you can swear on. That was gonna be mine. That was so easy.
That's mine. That's mine. Yeah. I think that's all you need to win next time, pretty much.
If I'm running against Trump, my slogan is simple. I don't even need more than one word, all right? It's just going to be, seriously, question mark?
Fair.
Yeah, mine.
I feel like there's a common theme here right now.
Mine's the same as Adam's.
I feel like we'd still lose, though.
Probably.
Well,
I feel like we still lose. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Make orange great again.
Make orange great again.
Yeah, let's see if there's a quick follow-up. I knew that was going to be a short one. Oh, what is your favorite StarCraft or Warcraft use map settings game that isn't fastest money map ever? One that actually changes the game you were playing, not just the pace. And that's from Neil Pring.
I mean, the ones that I played the most would be like, and we can't choose fastest, so I mean like the weird US map settings. I played a lot of turret defense. You know, I also really like playing the Dragon Ball. I really like playing the Dragon Ball Z RPG.
The Dragon Ball Z one was pretty good. Yeah.
It just sucked. Like somebody would always leave, and it would make like impossible to win. But yeah, those are two that I used to play a lot.
Turret defense is absolutely my favorite.
Golem Wars were probably the ones I played the most in StarCraft, in Brood War, and then in StarCraft 2, I probably played Star Battle a lot.
Yeah.
Or even Rainer Party.
I don't know if I actually played any Warcraft custom shit. I just played actual Warcraft when I played Warcraft.
I didn't play any custom stuff. I think I did like a Heroes one once where you were running around with heroes, but I don't even really remember. Played ladder.
Warcraft ladder was fine on its own. Like you didn't need as many UMS, even though like Dota and stuff was there.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. Panic. You get another one.
Alrighty. All right. Let's go with Mark Blankhorn, our editor. Mistakes. We all make them. Society's rules dictate that we admit to them, and in some cases make amends for whatever we've done wrong. When someone makes a mistake, big or small, how long is it appropriate to hold a grudge? We're talking like an audio guy screwing the pooch at the Sony press conference, or even some jackass rear-ending a Mercedes-Benz.
I had to go there.
I guess
Mark, Jeff is putting you on a list right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's I mean, really, there's a fucking scale here, right? It's easier to forgive somebody for doing something small most of the time than there is to do something big. Unless, of course, you're a high school girl, at which point everything is a grudge for at least a decade.
When you can't even anymore, the world is over.
Yeah, you've reached the point. It's all over. You can't take it any further. I don't know. I mean, there have been very few people that I've outright held long-standing grudges against in life ever. You
don't hold a grudge about that shovel I owe you.
No, I just don't care. There was a brief period in my life where I would be, I wouldn't hold a grudge. I'd just be really pissed off with the situation for an extended period of time, and then one day, Dad showed up and it was like I was brooding for too fucking long, and he was like, "Get over yourself. It's water under the bridge. It's not like you're sitting here and friggin' being salty about it's going to actually change anything." And that was all I needed to hear, and at which point it was like the whole new life philosophy is fuck it. just don't. You know, it's okay to be angry, just don't, or upset, or sad, or frustrated, or insert emotion here, but just don't let it get to the point where it's stopping you from progressing. Just keep going. And that's just it. And sometimes, you know, it's more difficult to pull yourself back from a situation and look at it, you know, from kind of a third person kind of view, when you're right in the thick of things. But I mean, really, with grudges and shit, I don't think I've ever really been that way. I don't have time for that shit. Like, the fuck am I spend all that time being angry at somebody for? Just, if I need to cut them out of my life, just fuck cut them out and keep going. Shit, just like, don't make it a big, long, drawn out friggin' process. So I don't know. I mean, but you know, fuck that Sony guy.
Yeah, that Sony guy fucked up big.
He does terrible, absolutely terrible. And fuck that. The same token, NASL sound guy. Both of them, probably the same dude.
I don't know. For me, I can hold grudges. I don't usually. Like, usually I'm kind of the same boat as Adam, where if I get to the point where I'm holding like some grudge against you, I'm probably just going to cut you out. I mean, there's only like one person in this universe that I probably hate with an utter dying passion, but you know, it's not someone I plan to encounter ever again. But,
I don't like Donald Trump either. It's okay.
Okay, make that two people. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just one of those things like, yeah, I'll be mad at people, but, you know, eventually that passes. If it's to the point where I feel like I still mad or hold a grudge, I don't see the point in keeping that person around. It's just like, you don't need that negativity. And you just kind of move on.
Yeah. Yeah,
not much else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the boat where Adam is. I've been pissed off at a lot of people before, but I find a lot of the time when you're mad at somebody or you've got a grudge against somebody, a lot of the time it's bias, because it's your perspective. I think when you take yourself out of your own motives and you look at it from the other person's perspective, a lot of the time is, you know, I'm equally at fault of whatever the issue is, or I played a role and got a reaction to somebody for something. I mean, for me to like hate somebody, I mean, you have to do something pretty severe. And chances are, if somebody doesn't really like, I mean, we're in a space where I'm judged all the time anyway. So, you know, I can always distance you right now. Yeah, I can always distance myself from, you know, negativity in terms of like internet hate. You know, that's two totally different things. But I'm talking about like in my personal life, whether it's like family members or friends or, you know, whatever. You know, it can be whatever. I don't let people rent space in my head. So I have been, you know, obviously I'll take a little bit more inventory if it's something to do with my wife, where, you know, if we have an argument or a disagreement there, you know, I know that, hey, I'm married to her. I'm committed in this, so I can go ahead and have my funk and she can have hers or whatever, but we're just going to have to get over this. Like, you know, we're going to have to, you know, figure this out, and find a resolution. So, you know, I think, you know, maybe your spouse is a little bit different, but when you're living with somebody, little things just kind of, it's more, you more argue and get bickering over the small things. It's not really, you know, good things or big things. So like, you know, those are two different things. But when I read the question, it's more of like grudges, like, you know, a dude like, you know, fucks your girlfriend or some shit. You know what I mean? Or like a guy, I don't know, spits on you at a bar or something like that, or those sort of things. There are certain things that I wouldn't be able to forgive. In terms of, I shouldn't say, I guess I could probably forgive just about everything, but I wouldn't forget, and I most certainly would just distance myself from that person. So like, there's been people like that I grew up with in high school. For example, this is a good example actually. So tomorrow for the Mayweather fight, Conor McGregor Mayweather fight, I have a group of friends that are coming over to my place to watch the fights. A lot of those friends are people from high school. It's always been sort of my vision that when I owned my own house and I'd done well for myself, that I would treat the boys, you know, once a month or whatever, have them all come over, and it'll be a place that we can kind of reminisce and talk about the old days and drink and have a good time and be high schoolers again, but in a little bit more of a mature way instead of going down in the dome and running and acting like a fool downtown. But there are people that I have purposely excluded from allowing them to come into my home because of the interactions that we had in high school and university, on ways that they may have treated me, ways that they may have talked about me, or you know, those sort of things. Do I hate those people? Absolutely not. You know, we were young, you know, things are just different, but at the same time, I'm not even going to go down that road because I don't need to. You know, you're just out of my life. You know, whether you're here or not is not going to affect my life. And I most certainly, you know, you're not the person that I would want on the list. So whatever. So I don't hate those people or have grudges. I'm over it. I just don't, and I don't choose to engage with those individuals. You're not going to
put yourself in a situation.
Exactly, because if something happened again, then it would be my fault. It'd be like, dude, you knew better. They burned you once. And
yeah,
you know,
I have like one of my best friends is kind of like that. And one of my best friends is actually not allowed in my home.
Yeah.
He doesn't ask. He knows why. Because when he was here, he put a hole in my wall and broke my TV stand while we were having a party. And then he was kind of like psycho about it. So I was like, yo, he was drunk. I was like, you know what? I'm kicking you out. And that was like years ago. He hasn't been back since, but we're still good friends.
Yeah.
We'll hang out. I've been to his place, but he never asks, dude, why don't you ever invite me over to your place? He knows why. So he's just like, and no one asks. They understand.
Yep. There's only, I think, one. I think there's for me, when it comes to family, you know, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, whatever, I think that is one part where I think everybody kind of needs to let grudges go and try and repair whatever shit that is going on wherever. And if that still is not the case, if it was something really catastrophic, then at one point you should at least forgive and just kind of be at a distance and say, hey, you know, I love you, but you know, I can't let you rent space in my head like that again. You know, it is what it is. But I'm a firm believer that family's family, and I don't think there is really anything that a family member can do. I shouldn't say anything, because there are some very crazy things, but for the vast majority of people, you know, if you have a fight with a parent or a fight with a brother or sister, get over it, because it's your family. You only got one. So, you know, when they're gone, you're going to wish that you had made it right when you had a chance. And if that's still not the case, then wow, you know, I feel sorry for the situation that you're really in. And at that point, you know, still forgive, but just be a safe distance away. That's the way I look at it. But when it comes to friends and coworkers, dude, I've had coworkers that I fucking hated. Couldn't stand being around them, treated me like shit. You know, I've gone to school with like racist assholes that have fucking done horrible shit. Do I hold a grudge? No. I just don't I just don't hang out with them. I just choose not to be around them. If you want to keep going down that road, then you're only putting the heat on yourself. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Just give as few fucks as humanly possible. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, make an effort. Give a fuck about not giving a fuck is kind of the general go of it. Zarago asks, what video game character would you like to know in real life? Whether to hang out with, date, have as a rival, family member, etc., etc. I don't think we need to answer all of those, but if you have a couple, then by all means.
Video game character? I don't know, man.
That's a tough one.
I would
like
say,
in the context of my normal everyday real life, or like what? Just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Kinda like weird. if they were a real like if you could pull them out of the game, inject them into reality.
Too intense.
Then, well, I mean, you have to, this is a fucking hypothetical. I mean, we're not going to sit here and play Dr. Phil and try and figure out their psyche as a video game character, but it's just, like, you know, pulling them out and as a real person, you know, in that kind of environment?
I actually just don't know. I'm just gonna go out and say, fuck. I'm gonna say, oh man,
it's tough.
It is really tough.
I wanna have a beer with and ask some questions of that old ass motherfucker that gives Link his sword in the original game when it's dangerous alone. Take this. Like, the fuck are you doing in a cave by yourself with this sword? Just sitting around. The fuck are you doing here? What is this purpose? And you give it to a child. What are you doing? I want to know. Give me the answers to these questions, please.
Man,
Jesus, I gotta think. Oh, give me a second. I'm literally gonna look at my Steam list and be like, these are these great games. Let's figure this out.
You know, it's kind of. I'm always like I've always been the type of gamer that I never really cared about video game characters all that much. I've always been the type of game player that it was more about the experience. You know, the character. There's some cool characters for sure. But in terms of like wanting to like hang out with a character or getting to know the character, there isn't a whole lot of them that I'm attached to. I think probably like the most attached character that I can think of would be Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Would be like the only character that I've really, you know, cared about in any capacity, I guess, or like characters, you know, like new characters from Naughty Dog games where you're really going into character depth and it's a character driven story, so you care about them as a person. But to hang out and chill, I mean, I'd almost like for fun, I'd almost want like the lead black guy from Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, the fucking
video
dude
game characters are like too no chill.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want about 50% of the cast of Mass Effect.
Yeah, but I don't. Again, like the problem with the Mass Effect characters is that they're all like no chill. Like I wouldn't want. Like I'd feel it would be like awesome to interact with them, but at the same time, like they're not really like people you'd hang out with because it's just like too crazy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, true.
Otherwise, it'd be like Garrus or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the black dude from Grand Theft Auto 5 because that guy was G as fuck, and I think he'd be just so cool just to fucking sit down and play video games with, and just like, you know, do some gangster shit on the side just for the lulz. And he'd probably have a lot of gangster stories too, which would be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, I imagine.
I don't even know his name. I don't even know his name. He's just a cool character. So he's just real.
Yeah. Is there almost a kind of a question that when you're in the middle of playing the game, it would like pop into your mind and then you'd never think about it again. Man. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
That's it. I
don't know.
I don't know.
That's all I've got. That's all
on.
I've got. That's all I got. All right, next question. What do we got?
I'm just going right down here. I think we've already answered that one before.
I got one here.
Go ahead.
Let's go from toe to steel. Out of all the many games out there, there are just as many, if not more, that have been a flop on release. What failed game out there do you wish had actually been successful and why? Conversely, is there a hit game out there that you wish had failed?
I'm going to go with Alan Wake. I keep coming back to Alan Wake.
I don't think that was a bomb, though.
Well. That did relatively well, man. For a Remedy game?
It was critically acclaimed, and it sold relatively well.
They had something. Remedy got bought out, and they had to do a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
You want to go back to Alan Wake?
Yeah, okay.
It's caught up in some fuckery.
All right, well then, okay. Well, I guess then...
Mass Effect Andromeda. Final answer.
Oh,
so tired
fuck.
of hearing about fucking Mass Effect, dude.
I'm a Mass Effect fanboy, but they canceled.
Mass Effect is turning into Halo, man. That franchise is gonna just shit the bed real soon. Well, it already shit the bed, but it's going.
Yeah,
it's just going downhill, man. They're just dragging that shit through the mud. I don't know.
Conversely, is there a hit game you guys wish had failed?
I'm still trying to think of one that you know, bomb that I would like to have seen do better.
Well, No Man's Sky, I guess, for you.
No, not really. I mean, I don't like because I wasn't all that beat up about it. So, like, um,
These are tricky questions. These are questions. That
and does that mean like
about.
critically acclaimed or just like in general? Because like we're just saying games that didn't review well or something. I guess.
Watch Dogs would fit in that category, I think.
Or just games that just kind of bombed and just looked so promising and then fell apart.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm sticking with Alan Wake because we didn't get
the Perfect Dark Zero. The launch title for Xbox 360. That game probably should have been a lot fucking better than it was. And I think everyone
slapped on better graphics, and that was about it.
Yeah, well, they didn't even do that. It was worse for the N64. It was just a hot mess.
Super janky.
So I'll go for that, and then a game that did really well that we that we wanted it to shit the bed, or like,
yeah, pretty much.
The Evil Within.
The Evil Within. No, we're getting that fucking sequel. Comes out on my birthday.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying a game that did well that we wish flopped.
Oh, the wish failed. Oh, The Witness.
Yeah, I heard that was
The
bad.
Witness. 110 fucking that
game
or The Witness or Final Fantasy 13-2 and 13-3.
Those are good choices. I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 15. Because we're just getting so
15
much
is better than 13-2 and 13-3. I can tell you from experience now. Holy fuck. 15 was bad. It was a hot mess, but it still held together better than whatever the fuck 13-3 was. That
oh my
specifically. 13-2 had a thread of hope in it. 13-3 was, I mean, the guy that created Lightning as his waifu probably has like a pillow of her at home and shit that he, does weird things with at night. Just wanted to have a game that he could play dress up with Lightning, and then just fuck, there you go, 13-3, dress up Lightning edition. Yeah. But The Witness just kills me. It did so well, and The Witness is like was one of those games as well that people just looked at it like you went into an art gallery and you're looking at a fucking white canvas, and everybody's just losing their mind over how in-depth and genius this fucking painting is. And you're sitting there going, guys, it's a fucking white canvas. Come the fuck on. And that was basically The Witness, where people picked that shit apart to the point where they were coming up with finding meaning where there was no meaning anywhere. And on top of that, just praising it for just being such a great puzzle game, when in reality it was terminals. The vast majority of the game was just terminals lined up in a straight line. You just solve one after the fucking other like a Sudoku book. And then the one part of the game that had redeeming qualities that would have been really fucking awesome if you had to do some of them in order to complete the game in terms of like, just finishing, getting to the credits, so to speak, was the environmental shit. And they didn't. The environmental shit was just there. It's like if you wanted to do it, but it was by far the coolest part of the whole game. So I don't know. And then other puzzle adventure games come out that are just so much fucking better because they're actually puzzle adventure games, or just, more than line on panel. It fucking killed me.
Any Skyrim after the original launch.
Oh. Yeah,
that
true.
game needs to
Undertale.
Die.
Undertale.
Oh my
they
God.
get Undertale. Fucking burn that game to the ground.
Yeah, it was pretty mediocre.
Fuck, great soundtrack and
That's
couple
an
of like
to mediocre games, bro.
Like great soundtrack and a couple of really like quirky out there gameplay mechanics that were tossed in that got me. I was like, I did a little golf clap for it, and I was like, you know what, that's pretty fucking neato. But my God, the fandom for that game, all like just crazy for it, like an insane asylum like type shit, and they got angry when people didn't like it. Like, I'm gonna get people shitting on me for not liking this game in ways that don't happen for other games. It's just. it was insane. The level of attachment people had for that game. I will never understand it. It just crazy. But yeah, dope soundtrack. But that would definitely be one for sure. Undertale. Oh my god. Stop the madness.
I think that's pretty much all the questions on there.
I think that's the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, Miyagi wants to put a spin on this. Let's try this again.
Okay. All right.
Would you rather box Conor McGregor or MMA fight Floyd Mayweather?
I'd MMA fight Floyd Mayweather because there is a 10% chance I shoot Floyd Mayweather and get him to the ground. And just by nature of his muscle memory being used to being on his feet the whole time, there is the smallest chance that just by size and getting him on the ground, I have a hope at beating Mayweather into the ground.
With your glass jaw?
Just a tiny ass fucking percentile, like just minimal. There is no universe in which I outbox Conor McGregor, and we have to stand up. I don't even get to do any of that shit. But Floyd Mayweather, there is a hope you get that fucking 5'7", 114-pound son of a bitch on the ground. There is a tiny chance. Oh, I'm sorry. I was born 148 and a half, so I mean, motherfucker, just tiny little guy. But he beat the fuck out of me standing up, but there's a tiny chance. Like, he hits me and I'm fucked, but I weigh so much more that I accidentally fall on him, and then it's okay. And then I just beat him into submission. Like, that's very much how it goes. So yes, I would MMA fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I would definitely MMA fight
I agree.
Floyd. Yeah.
Yes.
My last thing, actually, someone in chat brought this up. Game that I wish did better, Titanfall 2.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, I get it was reviewed well. It sold kind of okay, but it just got fucked by its release date. Yeah, it should have done way better than it did, for sure. A lot more people probably should have played it. Yeah, for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for Side B. Oh, you know what I want to know? All right, predictions for tomorrow's fight. I want to know who wins and in what round and in what way from all of us.
I'm going Mayweather.
Oh no, let's say it this way: if Mayweather wins, how will it happen? And if Conor wins, how does it happen? And in what round?
Mayweather third round knockout. Just because they're using lighter gloves, Mayweather's gonna hit like a freight train.
Wow. I'm gonna go Mayweather by technical knockout, 6th round.
Okay. Just as a side note, by the way, after about 8-10 ounce glove, the punching power doesn't actually mean anything anymore. So the fact that they reduced it to what, 10, it actually his punching power will be absolutely 8. Yeah, it'll still be like, if you do it, it's the pounds of force. We're talking like 7. Like extra, so it'll be almost identical. It'll just be a little bit more comfortable probably for McGregor to not feel like he's got fucking cannons on his hands.
Also, his defense, Mayweather hides behind his gloves, and the smaller gloves, it's gonna leave
less to hide behind.
It's gonna leave more openings.
Yeah, but so if Mayweather wins, I think it gets all the way into probably what did you say, Jeff? What round did you say?
6th round technical knockout.
I was thinking between 6 and 8, somewhere in there. Really? Conor's going to run into steam.
Yeah, I was originally going to say 8, but I think Conor's going to gas.
I'll say 7 then. I'll say 7th round, and Conor will have just barely survived round 6, and then he comes out in 7 and he's strudled. He's no more endurance and just ripping pieces.
He's gonna get gassed in like 3rd or 4th.
Now, if Conor does win,
start making mistakes.
If Conor
wins, when is it?
It's gonna be 2nd round knockout.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was somewhere between 2nd and 3rd.
It's going to be 2nd round knockout. There's a possibility of 1st round knockout. It has to happen in the first couple.
Well, it's first 3 rounds, right? My thing is, I don't know if by the 3rd round Mayweather's already got him so figured out that it just won't happen anymore, and Conor is not gassed, but he's tired himself out quite substantially probably by then. My guess was, if it happens 2nd round late, like last 15 seconds of the 2nd round, and Conor might think to himself, if I don't fucking do it here, then it's going to be a beast of a fight from here on out, and he just goes flurries, just fucking anything. He's going to look like a drunk fucking whatever, just giving her, and it happens if he clips him. That's my guess. Late, last 15 seconds.
I don't see it.
Of the
I don't
second
see this
round.
fight going 12 rounds either way. I think
no, neither do I.
think Mayweather is going to figure him out. Conor's going to gas, and he's going to get picked apart until he takes a knee, or they throw in a towel, or he literally gets laid out. But I mean, you never know. I mean, if Conor pulls this off, he'll be the biggest athlete on the planet. He'll go down as a god. I mean, it would just be absolutely mayhem. It would. I'm rooting for Conor. I want Conor to win, just because who doesn't like a Cinderella story? It's just, you know, the dude was on welfare 4 years ago, and now he's had $100 million fight. I mean, it's literally from rags to riches. I would love to see Conor just shock the whole world and prove everybody wrong, all the critics, because pretty much every single person that's in the know in boxing is saying that he has no chance, and on paper he doesn't. But he is the bigger fighter. He weighed in today at 154 pounds or 153 pounds. Mayweather 149.5. McGregor will end up tomorrow likely being between 165 and 170 pounds. He's going to be significantly bigger. Mayweather will stay the same. He may go to 150. I mean, it's going to be a huge. It'd be like a 15. There'd be like a 15 pound difference.
What was the weight that they had to make?
154.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, he's gonna go there bigger. If he wants to win, McGregor needs to go to him, and he needs to put on the pressure. He needs to use his size, and he needs to just hit him. He needs to trade. He does not
have longer reach.
Oh yeah. He's got everything. He's got height. He's got size. He's got reach. He's got weight. He's got all of it, but he doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the technical skills. If he goes out there and he tries to box Floyd Mayweather, he will lose. Flat out. Nobody boxes Mayweather. But if he goes and he fights Mayweather, and he you know, he's dirty, he's grappling a lot, he's pushing him on the ropes, he's trading. He needs to trade hits with Mayweather.
Is the ring standard size, or did they make it bigger?
Normal size boxing ring.
I only ask because in the past they have had special matches whereby they have made the ring fucking enormous to favor or to give something to one fighter over the other.
Everything is normal except for the glove
change.
It's
a completely standard box. Yeah,
that's the only thing that they did out of the norm was lower the size of the gloves. But I would love to see it, man. I think it's going to be a bang. Like the first round, McGregor's just going to go fucking ham, and he has to just catch him with a crazy left. And the only way to do it, and the thing is with Conor McGregor, he's not afraid to get hit. I mean, he's in the octagon in 4-ounce gloves fighting fucking beasts like that can choke you out, can elbow you, can kick you in the face, can punch you in the face.
Sure as hell hit harder than Mayweather.
Well, I don't think so. I think Mayweather punches way harder
under that glove.
Mayweather punches harder than McGregor. You better be damn fucking sure about it. His power, his punching power, it's all he does is punch. But the thing is McGregor is his timing, his speed. Those are the things that makes him very dangerous. I mean, they're both crazy. Like, the thing is Mayweather hasn't knocked anybody out.
Mayweather's fighting with his skill set. Like, he's not handicapped here. McGregor literally has like 80% of his skill set is not usable in this fight. Like, McGregor's got a lot wider set. Yeah.
You put Mayweather and McGregor on one of those punching machines, and I guarantee you Mayweather will punch harder than Conor McGregor because it's all he does. He knows to perfect a punch. He knows to preserve energy. He knows to put proper energy in. I'm not saying McGregor can't do those things, but McGregor
doesn't have the years of experience.
He's knocking people out that are not boxers. And he's typically setting up that Celtic left with kicks and shots to the body and fakes and feints. You can't do any of that in boxing. It is going to be him just standing there and trading. And Conor needs to take a punch to give a punch, because he's not going to just break. He's not going to penetrate Mayweather's defenses. He needs to just, like he did with Jose Aldo when he knocked out Aldo in 13 seconds. They traded. They punched each other at the same time. And Conor, he was bleeding. It was 1 punch each, and he traded and just knocked him clean. And I think that's what he needs to do to Mayweather in order to win, because there's no way he's going to win a 12-round fucking boxing match. That's ludicrous.
Well,
and
no,
if he did,
no way.
I mean, he would just be he'd have to be the most
crazy.
naturally gifted, fighter ever. I mean, to go in and do it. So, and Mayweather's looking fucking shredded. The guy looks he's shredded.
A man
right
can
now.
dream. A man can dream. I just can't. I can't stand Mayweather. Like there are very few athletes in the world that, you know, despite their absolutely incredible caliber of skill and top of the game, there are very few athletes in the world that have that, but yet are such fucking cunts that I will ignore their skill and just outright fucking hate them and have like almost no respect for anything they've done because they're such an asshole. Mayweather is 155,000 fucking percent that athlete. This dude, as an actual human, nothing that has ever come out of his mouth has been anything short of wanting to just fucking run him over with the fucking car. Like, the dude is just such an ass in everything. And not even in like a playful, I'm going to be an ass, then we're going to go in the ring, and I'm going to win, and then I'm going to be gracious.
Not a good person.
And then I'm going to be gracious at the end of it. No, he's just a fucking cunt. He's a child in a man's body, and it's just, it kills me every time I hear him open his mouth and he stumbles through whatever fucking version of English he's attempting to fucking use, but it doesn't matter because he makes $50 bajillion a year, and then he goes and takes pictures for Instagram with his fuckboys where they're all doing middle fingers, and I feel like I'm in high school again. It's crazy. So McGregor is by far less skilled in general in boxing than this guy is, and McGregor is a great shit talker, but the difference between the two is at the end of it all, 90% plus of the time, McGregor is the gracious fucking winner. He doesn't just, unless you've returned the favor and wants to hold that grudge, like it's crazy. You don't have to be an asshole just because you're so much better than everyone else. It's like Jones, the same thing. Jones is fucking similar. He's just a cunt who's just throwing everything away all the time. Like the dude needs to be in a straitjacket when he's not in the fucking ring. It's crazy, and it's the same situation. And then you'll have other people again that are also top of the game, and then at the end of it, they're gracious about it. I mean, like, you didn't say Bas Rutten fucking was one of the most badass motherfuckers ever walked the face of the earth. He wasn't that way. Fucking Mirko Cro Cop wasn't that way. They put him through like fucking 46 fights in one night one day, and he was still
with Mayweather. I don't think he boats to the people that he beat. He's not like one of those guys, and he always is pretty gracious, like, and gives the fighters respect. He's just more of a, it's his persona. It's Money Mayweather. It's the things that he sees, him with strippers, throwing around money. He's got $4 million cars and fucking, all this other stuff. And he's all about the show. He's show. Look at me, look what I got. Always talking about money, always talking about things that he owns and shit like that. That's just his persona. That's
just him.
Well, I mean,
100%.
I think he became that. Because before he was Pretty Boy Floyd, and he wasn't very showy and stuff, and then he became Money Mayweather, and that was when people hated on him and loved him, and that's part of his shtick, where people will tune in to watch him lose and hope that it'll be the time that he loses. And what he does, he goes out there and he makes every boxer that he's ever fought look easy. It just does, and he's just a legend. I think if there's anybody that deserves to be cocky and arrogant and backs their shit up, it's that. I mean, Conor McGregor's the same way. He talks mad shit, says, I'm going to fucking knock you out in 2 rounds, goes and knocks him out in 2 rounds. It's all the same.
But again, it's at the other, it's not all the same, because it's what happens on the other side. It's Mayweather continues it, to pump it up at the end when there's no...
He doesn't talk. Mayweather doesn't talk shit to his opponents. He's a flashy guy. He's like, yeah, I told you I'd fucking win. And ain't nobody stopping Money Mayweather. That's just how we do. 49-0. Let's go. 50-0. Conor McGregor talks shit, dude, and he talks shit before and he talks shit after. I mean, people think that he's super gracious because when he lost, he took a loss like a man. I mean, we haven't seen Mayweather lose, so we don't know what he's like when he loses. Conor McGregor lost like a man, but you kind of have to when you talk so much fucking shit, and then you go in there and you get choked out by Nate Diaz. You ought to take a big fucking bite of the humble pie and turn around. Now he did turn around and fuck him up, and it was I told you so. I told you motherfuckers I'd do it. And he's always been like that. In fact, Conor McGregor takes a lot of what Mayweather does, and you can tell he almost idolizes Mayweather in a way, from the way he dresses, the way he talks, the way he presents himself on social media, the way that he builds up fights. It's a lot on the Mayweather book on how he did things. It's just now he's got the whole Irish behind him, and it's this whole spectacle. They're both cocky, man. All fighters are super cocky. All fighters think they're invincible, and that's the belief that you have to have when you go in there and about to go to war with somebody. You have to truly believe, and some fighters have to pump themselves up. They have to talk mad shit, and they have to almost convince themselves that they're going to do it, because if they don't, you know, you go in there, you can talk all you want, but at the end of the day, you got to throw fists. So that's just part of the game. It's part of the psyche. No doubt Mayweather is a piece of shit. I mean, he's beat his women. He's done a lot of crazy shit. But at the end of the day, I'm there to witness greatness, and there is no denying that Mayweather is arguably the best boxer to ever live in the sense of the word boxing, as to not get hit, take the least amount of damage, get the most amount of prize money, and be undefeated. There's no doubting that. And I don't care who you are. It'd be really tough to be super humble when you are the most gifted boxer, arguably, to ever live. And it's also part of your persona. You're just not going to give that up. You almost got to become it. You got to believe it. So, I
don't know. I can't. I'm not the type of guy that could put myself in those shoes, I guess. I just can't.
That's why you're not the greatest boxer in the world.
Definitely. It's not a whole host of other reasons. That's definitely the reason by itself. It's not my like mild lack of athleticism, my fucked up body or anything like that. It is 110% that I am not being a cunt, beating my women, flashing money around, talking about fucking sending my little fuck boys off to open up school bags for me and shit, only having like a 5-word vocabulary. That's 110% the reason why I'm not the top boxer in the world. For sure.
Well, I mean, it's a combination of all those things. It's not something that just happened overnight. It's not like he just, you know, started acting like that. He's owned it, man. You got to own it. You got to own the persona. I own my persona. He owns his persona, which is typically a more exaggerated version of yourself. And that's what he runs with. That's what he works. And there's a reason why he's as rich as he is and as talented as he is, because he believes it. He owns it. He lives it. And if people don't like him, well, fuck you. I made $300 million today. What you do, bitch? And that's the way it is. If you got a problem, we can throw hands. Guess what? You won't beat me at that either. You can't hate on him, man. Unless they're an MMA fighter, in which case he's fucked. Well, yes. That's why I said throw hands.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like he gets in a street fight with literally anyone that's MMA, and he's just basically fucked. But yeah, no, I agree. No, I get you. Again, obviously super talented dude. Undeniably a talented individual.
Yeah, and
he's just a fucking cunt.
Oh, he's a douche. Yeah, he's an absolute cunt for sure.
And so I can't.
He's a smart guy. He's a smart businessman. He knows the game. He knows what he's doing, dude. He's a very smart individual. He can't read, and he's pretty fucking dumb that way. But
I think the people around him are helping him an awful lot.
No, the guy is running the show. He is extremely intelligent when it comes to business. He knows it. He knows it inside and out. He just does. He understands the game. He understands promotion. He understands social media. He understands the game. He just knows it all. Of course,
I wish he understood it a bit better for these fucking press conferences, because he looked like a complete wet paper bag in every fucking one of them. So he might understand all that shit.
He knows the business side of things. He's not really like a social / book smart type person, but he knows his shit.
It's like, that was, my God, holy hot damn. That was a painful fucking situation to watch. It was like watching, it'd be like me and you doing a press conference. You'd be Connor and I'd be fucking Floyd. I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing up there. I'd be the guy walking in front of the stage like, yeah! 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 Floyd, what? Yeah! This is all he fucking did the whole time. It was so painful.
Well,
but,
tomorrow
oh my God.
we are going
We're gonna
to
find
witness the biggest
one
fight
way
of all time.
Yeah.
It's going down tomorrow on pay-per-view, and I'm buying it, of course.
Oh yeah.
I will spend $100. I don't give a shit.
Next week we'll talk about how it all went down.
There's some good fights on there too. There's some good undercard fights. It's gonna be a good night of fights.
Well, thank God, because we're gonna end up remortgaging the fucking homes just to be able to watch the damn thing. These guys have got this shit racked up. I haven't even looked at the price. What was the price? Do you know?
$100.
Wow.
Fuck. American or Canadian?
I would say it's American.
Oh God, so it's like $120 for us.
Oh yeah.
Then.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
And we gonna pay for it too.
And we're gonna pay for it too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to read off our Patreon producers, which I don't believe has changed, despite the fact that our Patreon just took a dive off the deep end. Regardless, we will respect these gentlemen all the same for this week. We've got Jetrix at that $500 spot, B-Stall at $250, and then a whole host of gods at the $100 slots at Joe McDong, Sir Holmes, Postal Panda, Jamaican Jazz, Adam B, Toad of Steel, Naily, Derek P, Fricey, and Ice Wolfie. Thank you all so much. You are carrying us like the legends you are. We'll be back next week with another podcast. Same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, thank you so much for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye.